everyone. Welcome back to the Back to School series of webinars of backtesting with e-commerce and me. Today I have a co-host with me. His name is Kevin. Hello, Kevin.
Hi, really excited to be here, Artem. Thanks for inviting me to this backtesting school. For those watching on my co-streams, my audience, you know that I've been um, kind of spotlighting 3 commas trading bots for a long time now, for like multiple years. I know some of y'all use them, and I think there's some of the most powerful and customizable bots in the entire crypto industry. So, really excited to um, dig in and ask questions, especially like beginner to intermediate questions today with Artem as we look into the backtesting tool, which is somewhat new, and just see how that works, how you can use it to become a better crypto trader with their automated trading strategies.
Thank you for the kind words, by the way. Okay, so our webinar will be the same structured as the previous one. So I will just go to the backtest history where we have a backtest from our previous series. Do I share the screen? Can we share the screen, please? Yes, perfect. So this is our backtest history where we have backtest from previous webinars. You can see that I gave it special names. So since it was almost a month past since we first started the webinars, we will rerun some of these backtests for the last month and see how was the result. It's good or not, we will discuss what we potentially could change in it. And then we will dive into the last coin that we wanted to look during this webinar is XRP USDT.
Sounds good.
Yeah, hope it will be. Okay, so I can see that the market dived just today. And so that's why it's particularly interesting for me to start think what would be if we will go with long trend strategy that we had saved. So as you can see by the naming, this is what we saved from the first webinar. First webinar was dedicated to ETH. So long strategy for ETH.
Yeah, let's
I
see how
will,
that works.
yeah, I will open it and show to remind the configuration. So I'm pressing copy config, sharing another tab. It will load in a bit. So
Okay.
just reminding about the configuration. Interesting. I think it's not loaded fully. Let me recheck it. Because it should show all the indicators. Now I don't see it. Probably I just confused the namings when I did it first time. Yeah. Sorry guys, this was under another name. So this is the
Here
configuration
we go.
that we did. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay,
it is just MACD.
MACD and RSI. Lane
Yeah, just simple like
7.
that.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So we did a pretty simple averaging strategy, which is not very deep, but for me it was enough. Then we had a take profit of 18%, and we even had a stop loss. So what I wanted, just first checking that it is ETH, okay. Then I want to check that this is just for 1 month. Let's rerun it and see what we would get. I can see that we would get 0 PNL, meaning that no trades were closed, but that's not what I'm interested actually. We can see that we had only one trade opened. As a price.
Recently. Very recently, right?
Recently, I would say that we would caught a very nice drop, nice price, considering that I know that a lot of guys were averaging down here and here. This
So
strategy,
that's based
it,
on being oversold, right?
yeah,
Based on the
yeah,
logic. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So we can go in the logs and see that we get this price, and we even had an averaging one.
Isn't your take profit and stop loss quite wide? or was that
It,
on
it
purpose?
it is on purpose, actually. I would say that stop loss is a bit wide because, well, you want to be your stop loss generally twice as low as your take profit. I mean, the take profit should be twice as high than the stop loss.
Right.
In this situation, it's not the case. Yeah, we have a stop loss of 20, but considering that the strategy is DCA, we always hope that we will not be stopped out because we hope that we will average and then it will go up. But
Got it.
I I prefer to get a stop loss just in case the market would simply die. That's why I would love to have the stop loss.
This
Um,
seemed like a good entry though. Did catch
yeah,
like the bottom so far of the move.
totally. And that was the idea when we configured the strategy first. The idea was to get the best entries, and we actually focused on this, and we tried to get the entries as low as possible. We can see that here it's not actually the case because the drop was much lower. But anyway, we got a decent average price because it's going around today's drop.
Yeah.
Let's see how another strategy would do, and another I would check. I would love to check. I don't think we need to check sideways because the market for the last uh, months actually was moving a lot.
What about the
Um,
short one?
yeah, I will come to it. You want to start with a shot? Let's do with a shot.
I don't even know
We
what that is, but yeah, seems
uh,
interesting.
yeah. Let's see. Let's see. So I'm copying the config, resharing another tab. So it's again MACD. It's again RSI. Just different configurations. I mean, not different configuration, but it's reverted to catch the shots.
So for the people watching, just to confirm, this short strategy is like you sell high and then buy back lower, essentially,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
And we have the same parameters for take profit and stop loss. So take profit is really wide, but this is a take profit that I got when I was, optimizing the strategy using our backtest. So every percentage of this take profit was I didn't go to why I didn't rerun the strategy. Interesting. Uh, okay. Okay. This is actually quite new, and I want to stop here just to let the guys know. So we have this strategy when something went wrong and backtest stopped because over thousands of trades were made per month. So this is considered a pretty huge number of trades. So we should adjust parameters or adjust the days that we're using for backtest.
Oh, it triggered that. It would have triggered that many times,
Yeah,
over 1,000 times.
yeah, and we actually will soon update it so that you can actually see the trades, but without the chart. This will come just in a few days. I hope so. Okay. So the short one trigger. Let me check why it's possible. So 15 minutes here, 15 minutes here. Interesting. I don't think it should give so many signals. Okay, let's see what would happen. That's why. Long shot. No, that's fine. Hmm.
It's
Um,
okay. We can look at a different one.
we can, but I'm determined. Or we will just create a new one. Okay, interesting. Let me just tweak the parameters just to check.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So we actually dropped. Okay, let's create a new one. Or actually, let's do it from the backtest history again. Quick and simple, copy config. I'm just curious why it's not running.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Let's do 30 minutes, for example. it wouldn't be the same strategy, but I'm curious how the short one will do anyway. 1 month, proceed. Something is happening. Yeah, now
There
it's
we
run.
go. There we go.
Curious about the number of signals. So we see a very negative result. I wouldn't trade this one. And why is this? So we actually have just one trade with a stop loss. And then we stopped because we never got any other signal. Interesting. Okay. Let's try to do this volatile one, the sideways, and see how this one goes. This is that we did for ease.
Okay.
Let me copy config. And this is the last one that I want to check, and then we're just going to repo again. So, yeah, greater less than, okay. Okay, that went fine. We have a few trades, right? Yeah, just 4 months. Very low amount of trades. And the current one is not really good because it's long and we are losing $100 and we earn just this one, so it's a pretty bad one. Okay, let's see what we can do with Ripple, right?
Yeah.
So first I will change the layout so we can discuss how the strategy goes now and then how the price goes. What other coins does your trade, Kevin?
Um, hyper liquid, but that probably isn't available. Actually, it may be available on here on Bybit. I'm not sure.
Not. Let's. We have Hype
Oh,
UZT,
is
but
that the
not.
right one though? I don't think that's the right. It's not the right logo. Or let's see. Let's see. Actually, no. This is right. This is right. This is right.
Good. Well, pretty good bull run. You're not trading XRP, right?
No, but we can look at it though. It's fine.
No, we can definitely, yeah, because when I was last checking the amount of trades that our traders done, XRP is really popular among our clients, so that's why we decided to check this one as well.
Sounds good.
And yeah, and I can see that the coin is pretty volatile, having all the trends and this situation in particular, and this is from July. It's pretty volatile. So first, what I would do, I would see how the volatile strategy would do. And the volatile was the one that we just checked. So I will just reopen, so I will not spend time with the configuration. So it was for, and here we do XRP. Okay, so this is a pair. This is a configuration again. Just an ACD with different parameters and Bollinger Bands. We
Oh,
use Bollinger,
nice. Yeah, let's try with Bollinger Bands for sure.
and I think we had tighter stop loss. We actually had a take profit conditions. Nice, with a minimum of 2.5.
2.4%. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's run this for the last 3 months. I do understand that this might sound a bit boring, but this is actually how my daily routine with backtest is going. So, if anyone wants
No,
to,
this is
tweak and turn the strategy, optimize it, find the best way, I think that's the only way. So I'm just showing live how I do it. Okay. Um, we actually can see a number of trades. I'm interested in the entry points, and I'm from a very small laptop. That's why,
So the green arrows are buys and the red arrows are sells.
yeah, I will
Okay.
enlarge a bit. Um, Again, remember I told you that we were focused on the entries. Look at this
Yeah.
entry. So this is what I wanted from the strategy, to catch the best entry points right before we jumped. So here obviously we did it, but the take profit was not really good. We ran out of the position quite early. Uh, Interesting. I would say that for this strategy we could, but again, this is a long trend situation. So the best way to trade this particular situation would be with a long setup, but we're using a sideways market, a volatile market setup here. And we are exiting the market with conditions, and still we're doing, for the volatile setup, it looks nice to me, but we get this stop here, and that's why the P&L is not so high. And then another situation is that we never got out of this last position. So you can see that we got into the position and we stuck in it because the stop loss is not hit yet and the take profit is never there. So we're sitting in this UPNL, which is twice as large than our PNL, and we don't like it. um,
Yeah, but it could reverse back though, right?
for sure,
Like
but
it's
for every trader should decide if they want to sit in this position or not. Because I know that today, lots of the people entered into the market, waiting now for the bounce up.
right.
Um, and it's always, a two ways question: is it good to do this and waiting for a pullback, or it was better today to short the market and get out of the market with a short? Because so we try this volatile setup here on XRP, and we see that we got into trade one in August 9, right? And we still in the position, even though our take profit is in conditions. So today we would be out of the market. What would be if we would trade short for the last, from 14th September? We will check this. And I want to check this because, for
A
me,
short
this,
setup? A short
yeah,
setup for this chart? Okay.
yeah, yeah. Because, everyone looking at this chart should make a decision if you would love to go long or short, because this is a daily chart, right? So we can see a long trend movement here, and then we can see a pretty long formation here, which can be considered as a triangle, right? So you might expect it to pop up. But you can see that it is extremely long, and as long it is continuing and it is accumulating the position, so you can expect these bounces back and forth from between the lines. So if I would do this, I would try to short right from after this was hit. So I'm really curious to check the shot here, but I also want to rerun this particular setup for the last month, not for 3 months, because as I was saying on every webinar before this, you should always understand that your strategy should be tailored to the particular market situation,
Right.
right? So you can have the strategy, you can have the strategy for the volatility, and then you can have the strategy for long short markets. So this, if you would trade with a strategy just for the last months, um, so again, pretty tight take profits. Um, Averaging. Okay, let's go actually into the logs. So just three trades, 1% TP. I'm not really interested in this one because I prefer, if I use DC, I want to average down. And here we just got into the position with base and instant take profit. This I love more because it gives me, to use my capital more. I have base and a few averaging orders. meaning that my capital is used properly, loading the position. Um, so we have a UPNL of 29. It's fine by me. We didn't catch the knife here, and we didn't catch stop, so I'm quite alright here. What do you think? Would you love to change anything in this strategy from your perspective? Judging that you see this backtest for the first time, you can see PNL, UPNL, you can see MFD, which is maximum floating drawdown, meaning that how much the position was negative before it popped up. What would you love to adjust in this strategy?
This is the sideways volatile strategy.
Yeah, it was called so, and this is what we tried to catch with MACD and Bollinger Bands. But I'm not talking even about indicators. So you can see the trades on this chart. You can see how we entered the market here, average here. So would you love your, just looking at this part and then at this part, would you love your entry point be lower, or you're fine with it, how it actually averaged down? And in this particular situation, you would love to be stopped out earlier, or you would love to continue averaging down all the way here? What's your position on this type of
Yeah,
strategies?
ideally, are those three buys all part of one? Like,
Yeah.
is this an
So
average?
yeah, so our strategy is configured in a way that this one is base order, so where you entered first,
Right.
and then you have two averaging orders, so this one and this one. You can always, with DCA, as you know, you can always make more averaging orders and give it more space, so you can average down all the way here. But
Yeah.
I'm talking just, for example, for your viewers, would you prefer more more averaging down or stopping it out earlier?
Um, I mean, I think more averaging down, and this is a little bit hindsight, but if this bot could enter a little bit later and then just shift everything over, then I think that'd be ideal. Maybe even average down more, like you said.
Um, let's try this actually. I will not change. I will just add one more averaging order. So
Okay.
I'm not going to change the multipliers that are meant to blue, but you
Yeah,
can see that.
let's see.
Let's see how it would do. Actually, we need to change the multipliers. So what changed when we did this? Actually, nothing changed, because the multiplier made in a way that the next entry order would be pretty deep,
Oh,
and
I see.
we never touch it. So you can see here on the chart with me. So I will move this stop loss a bit so everyone can see.
Oh
So this
yeah, it's
is,
quite low. The next one.
yeah. So it will never be catched. We can adjust the multipliers. Let's say we can do two. Two is two. But this is just tailoring it to the market. Okay, let's do this. We run again. I think it's zero. Yeah, I know why it's zero, because I also moved the take profit. Let me move the take profit back. So we had a minimum take profit of 2.4.
Oh,
Uh,
right.
yeah, that's why. Because I was moving on the chart so you could see everything properly. But now we're getting back. Okay.
There we go.
Actually, it's better.
Higher
So
P&L.
it's high PL, it's lower MFD. I think it was 100 something. And considering that we have not a lot of funds invested here, it's not, it's not marginally better, but it's better. So you can see here that if the market really is expected to bounce, then your DC here would be nice. Um, okay, so let's check what we could do with short. And do you want to suggest any indicators?
Can you open the
Yeah, I
the
will
tab
open
real
just
quick?
yeah. Let's just combine. So we're doing XRP. This is the conditions that you can use.
Let's see.
Because me, I usually use the simplest one. I mean, moving average in the MACD. You can do the same. Just
On TradingView, I really like the momentum indicators. I'm
some
not sure
momentum.
if like
Um, so instead of momentum, I usually use just the moving. But so looking
moving
just from
average.
this one.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, let me check actually what I had for the shot. Okay, moving average. Do you want to add anything else? And,
No, let's stick with that for now.
okay, let's do this. We want to stay this 926, right?
Is that 9 day, 26 day?
No, it's on time prime of 15 minutes, but I can change it. This is actually just the default sweep, so we can check the basic one and then we can upgrade it if we
Okay,
think that we need more.
that's fine.
Okay, I will stick to the same pattern of averaging as I had before. Do you want the take profit to be conditional or in a price range?
Price change.
Price change. So what would be your take profit? 5,
Let's
4,
do yeah. Let's do 4%.
4%. Okay. I think I'm gonna switch stop loss here just to run and see how it would go, and then we will upgrade it.
Sounds good.
Actually, same 7, and 8. Oh, just take profit. It's ideal take profit.
Oh, but it waited quite a while to execute that, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, Curious why actually. Well, it definitely is because we get out of the position here, so we averaged here, so we entered the position. Our base orders and a few averaging all were done here.
Yeah.
So probably if we do with this strategy, I would move. I would give a bit space for this averaging. So I would love my averaging be higher. Probably I would stick to the same take profit. Okay, let's do this. Sorry. Okay, so averaging order step multiplier. I usually go higher, like even like this.
Okay.
So let's rerun and see. Nothing changed, right? Only the last one. That's true. We need also to change the first one, I bet. I would do like this. So this is how first averaging order will be done from the
Okay.
base, and this is the multiplier that will be applied to others if we had more than 2. But we have now only 2. We can update it later, but now I want to see how it goes. Nothing changes actually in terms of P&L, but I love this averaging order much better. The last one. We still didn't catch this price here on top. I'm curious what will be if we run it for not 1 month, but a bit longer than 1 month.
That's like 1.5 months.
Yeah,
Ooh.
because I'm always saying that the strategy should
Okay.
be
There's a
tailored to the short, and this is
there's a lot more.
yeah. So we have more trades, and what I would think about when I will open this backtest, first of all, if I'm happy with the entry orders, if I'm happy with the exit orders. So I'm definitely happy with the amount of take profit. Seems like for this particular scenario from July until up now, 4% is almost ideal because I love how we went out of the position here. I'm quite happy with this take profit. I don't like this one, but seems like it was just a volatile 2 days, so it's fine. What about entries? This one as the last averaging is fine by me. Actually, I love this one. Um,
Why don't you like that first take profit? It's
because
too soon, too close.
yeah, it looks like to close just because you had 6% more, 5% more.
Got it, got it, got it.
But I think I remember what was the day, and it was just too volatile. It just was one sudden drop and then just a bounce. So you never could have catch this if you try. What you actually could do if you run. If you were not on a back test, but if it was a live trading situation, I would try to open it live and probably if I could see this one coming. So this is the situation, right? So you could try to move your take profit, uh, but you need to think why would you do it. And there's this situation. So we went it into the market right here, and then just ran out. Um, I don't think I would do better actually, because it was just two candles. I don't believe
Right.
that. Maybe someone trading on 5 minute time frame. I don't do this. I trade usually 1 hour.
That's like
But
scalping and stuff at that point.
yeah, if someone would trade on 5 minutes, or I think even on 15 minutes, you could see this drop, and you can just adjust your take profit. Just try to edit your bot and adjust the deal um, to move your take profit to get better. But returning back to what I said, that I don't like it. So now when I can zoom in and see why it happened, um, I'm pretty fine
You're
with it.
you're okay with it now? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, what I would love to do next, actually. So how's the strategy? How you can understand that your strategy is doing fine? I always saying that you optimize the strategy on one part of the chart. So we decided that this part is good for shorting. We tested short strategy set up here. And then what we want to do, we want to find another part of the chart where the situation can be considered as a short one and test it again and see how would be the results. So this part from January 25 up to 10th of May is actually pretty volatile, but I'm just curious to see how the short one would do here. Because, again, if we're looking at the chart, it was new highs here, and then all the way down with the spikes, of course. But pretty obvious that you could just turn around and be short here instead of DCing by averaging down, hoping that everything would bounce. So from 16th of January up until let's be 1st of May. So same configurations, just simple MA. You could see the averaging while I'm changing the parameters. Take profit just 4. Do you think actually we want to add a stop loss?
Okay, let's do it.
You want one? Do you want a tight one or
Let's do 10% to see how
let's do
that
ten
works.
percent? First, let's check it on the same chart that we had now, and then I will do from January. Um, I think we hit one stop loss. Yeah, we hit a few. But we still profit. We don't have UPNL, meaning that we don't have any open negative position. So I
Oh
would say
yeah.
For the safe trader who wants to be out of the market is anything bad, I think it's pretty fine. I don't think that this will survive the long period that we checked, but I'm curious to see.
All right.
Yeah, stop loss if you're averaging down, they're tricky. Um, okay, so May, let's see. So just 129 days. Oh my god. Okay, so we would be profitable, not really much profitable, but still. Um, we had a few. So this is a maximum drawdown, meaning that from the peak of your equity, so you would earn, let's say you would earn a 1,000, and then this is how much you would drop from this 1,000. So this is how much you drop from the peak to the lowest point if you're hitting stop losses.
Got
Um,
it.
yeah. So interesting. So we would. Okay. Pretty a lot of trades. And I think I got the wrong. Yeah, I wanted actually to be it from 15th of January, and I did wrong, right? Yeah, I did from the first one. The results should be better because a lot of stop losses were hit in the beginning. Yeah, this is better, and this is because we with the short period set up. Right. Okay. So actually, so this is 14th of January and 15th of January, and it's pretty obviously that no one would ever, in the right mind, short here. But we did, just in purpose of the back testing, and we hit a few stop losses here. Um, all right, yeah, stop loss hits here and here, so it's basically two stop losses. But despite this fact, we can see that we have a positive P&L, even that we had a few stop losses hit on this amount of money. We're still positive after the period, and this is because of two things. First, I can see that we had a pretty decent take profits. Um, right, especially when the candles were not so big. Yeah, I can see this. Yeah. There's a pretty good take profit that you have chosen. 4% for XRP. It seems nice. I can see
Nice.
most of the candles. I like it. Yeah. Um, So this is one point of the story. So good take profit while we're positive on this period. And another part of the story is again the choosing of the right time for your bot. What is the time? The time is 9:40. Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking in order not to be, again, too much talkative and not let the guys who are listening to us to be bored by me explaining everything. I'm trying to give us some time to questions, etc.
This is good to like think through um
Yeah,
the different strategies and the different parameters though. Like this is a really good exercise so that we're not just blindly creating a bot based on some settings we think will work. We got to make sure test it via different time frames, like you said, to see if it would work during different periods.
true.
And that's also on us too, right? Like we need to be like, okay, I think it's going to be a sideways period coming up, and then hence we use a sideways configured bot and not like a bullish bot or a short bot per se.
Yeah, that's actually the difficult part that the trader should decide for themselves. We want in the near term future to help our traders, um, you know, to have more instruments to choose between current market states. So you could choose if current market is bull, bear, sideways on each coin, and what would you love to, which board you would love to choose, which strategy you would love to choose. Because for now, even if we do this backtesting, even if I explain that this one is good for sideways, this one is good for volatile, this one is good for shorting, it still lies on the shoulders of the traders to understand when you should apply which
Exactly.
preset or strategy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Just returning back to this one, I'm trying to figure out what I don't like, but from my point of trying to be a safe trader, I can look at where the stop losses were hit, where we re-entered the market, and I don't actually want to change anything in this strategy because for this market, which is it's not directly short, I would say that it is short and volatile. I would say that this setup is pretty nice. The only thing that I would love to consider for everyone who would trade it, since you can see the maximum drawdown here, and since you can see maximum floating drawdown here, you must understand when you're configuring the board, how much money do you have, how much leverage do you use, so that you can withstand this potential maximum drawdown and not be liquidated. That's why we actually give you these figures. All right. Um, what we can do next, actually, as we know that our traders prefer to be long, we have 20 minutes more. I would say 15, just to have some time for questions. We can check. Um, I would love to see, so through April up until July, because for me as a trader, this period would be the most difficult one. So I'm a trend trader. I prefer these types of the market, like in July, for example, from July to August, and these from April to July for me is it's a death
Trickier
roll.
to, yeah.
Yeah, it's too sideways, too indecisive. Um, so I believe for most of our traders, as well as we usually expect market to bounce. Um, so from let it be from 8th of April up until 1st of July. I would do this 8th of April until July.
With a long
Uh,
strategy, right?
I would use long, yes, but I'm curious in creating a strategy that can be considered as, I don't even know, as sideways, but I want sideways which would be more tailored to the upside, if I could say this. So I would think first of all about Bollinger Bands. Let me show in classic because I'm from the laptop and it will be easy for you. Um, so Bollinger Bands for trying to catch something sideways. Let me think if I would love to have this one. Mm, Sorry guys, I'm just thinking and I'm looking at what I had before. Uh, okay. So period 20 deviation to 2 minutes. I don't really love 2 minutes. I would love 15 minutes. And signal value is set to be 0 by default. We can leave this. And before, when we had a setup for sideways market, we had two RSIs as well. And this was RSI for signal value 40 crossing up. So I think it was also 15 minutes crossing up, signal value 40. Right. And RSI with 14, also 15 minutes. And I think I had less than 60. Yeah. I'm still having the same averaging. This I can change when I will start the trade. I will actually keep your take profit and I will keep
Sounds
your
good.
stop loss. So we have our custom range set up. Let's do this. Pretty good. Yeah, it is.
Dang.
Nice. It's nice. I take. Oh, you rock with the take profit on XRP. I'm telling you. I'm pretty happy with this all the way entering. This is really good and all the good entry points. I would love it. I would love to trade it. Um, here we went too early. So this is a stop loss that we hit. Why did we do it? Because it was a drop longer than we expected. It's fine. I'm fine with it. I don't want to tweak anything. What I want actually, I want to find another similar period. So we can do all the way from 16 July 24 up until November 24.
16 July 24. Okay.
Yeah, we can do this actually in Tricomas. What I think, so July 16. And I said up until November, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So in Tricomas, you can backtest any periods that you want. I mean, since the coin joined the exchange, you can check this
Oh,
period
dang.
and run the strategy. So you can test any situations that was there before. Because we know the one thing that we know in market that market is going in cycles. So probably almost anything that you have seen before, you can see it on the chart. Okay. So this situation was less volatile. Oh, actually,
What was the P&L and results?
not as good. It was in percentage term. So ROI was just this one. For the previous period, we had 30, 29 something. But here we have I don't really like the maximum drawdown and the floating drawdown. Floating drawdown is almost the same as the P&L. But let's see why. Just if I'm happy with the trades, so how we average down, how we exit the market, I'm fine with it. So I'm always curious more about entering and exiting the market rather than MDD and MF and MFD. Sorry, this is just because again this MDD MFD is for you to understand how much money you need to keep the strategy running.
Right.
Okay, so this is a bad stop loss, another bad stop loss. So we hit a few stop losses. What we can do, we can rerun the strategy without stop losses just to check how it is.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Let's see. Without
Yeah,
any stop loss.
because I can see that exiting the market is pretty fine again. I would say that averaging down is pretty fine. So it was just more volatile periods. So let's see how we do without the stop loss. Just curious. Yeah, pretty nice. So and our MFD would be lower than the PNL, than the NPNL. We actually don't look here at UPNL because UPNL for the open trend, for the open trade, And if we're looking deep down into the history, this open trade is just, depends on what was the last point in history that you have chosen. So it's not really represent. It represents if you're checking the backtest for the last few days, for the month, for the last week. Okay. What would it get us give us without the stop losses? You can see that this was a period where we hit a lot of stop losses in a row due to a nice fall. I think that one way, to optimize the strategy would be to get rid of stop loss, but another one would be so. Just looking at this part here, we got a lot of stop losses hit when we checked the strategy with stop loss, and it actually happened because the indicators were there, but we could do a timeout between the trades. So whenever we hit an exit, be it a stop loss or take profit, we would have a cooldown between a new trade opens. So this would leave us having less stop losses in this huge drop. But again, I know that most of our traders are trading without stops. So this strategy without stop would do just fine. Okay. I think we did it all. We checked a few market situations. I mean, sideways market, volatile market with skewing to long trend. We did a short backtest. We applied it to different market scenarios, different parts of the market cycles on the chart. So what I wanted from this webinar, we actually finished so that everyone can understand how you first configure a backtest, how you test it, how you optimize it, how you apply it to different market parts, market price movements. So you're choosing what is the best for you. If we have any questions, we can come to it. So I will
Yeah,
open
we
the
have
chat.
some questions. Can we pull up some good ones?
Yeah, for sure. You can choose.
I can't personally choose, but the um, stream moderator if you don't mind pulling up some
Ah,
good ones.
okay. Okay. Actually, I usually do it, but I didn't open the chat, so let's open and see what we have. Questions. Yeah, I can see on top. So let's start from top. Solana and BNB have been showing promise. What strategy should I implement to make profit? What the best? Oh, whoa! We have more questions today than
That's a
usually.
lot. Are you able to click on them
For you to show.
to show on the
Forward.
screen?
And no, I don't think so. Okay, I will give.
Can we start with this one? Okay,
Oh,
that's
we
fine.
can. Okay. Solana and BNB showing promise. Well, showing promise, interesting. We need to, you know,
That depends on what regime you
what?
think that we're entering, right? Like
Yeah.
if you think it's October, then definitely a long focus strategy.
No, I was personally trading Solana because for the last months there were a lot of news that institutionals are coming into the market and they are simply buying Solana. So
Yeah, that's true.
I was trading even without a bot. I was trading like just with smart trades, trying to catch long continuation patterns, just basic triangles. And I can see that the market is in huge drop today across all coins. Um, well, let's actually see if we can share my screen again, because I have Solana open. Yeah, we're sharing my screen. So this is the long trend that I made for myself. And so for me, if we bounce back here all the way down, that will be fine. But what I'm looking when I'm trading Solana, for example, I'm looking for trend continuation, and I don't like this picture to be honest, because for this pattern right up here to be a long trend continuation, we couldn't break down here. So for me,
Yeah.
I would try to go short even with the same strategy that we tried to see here today on XRP. I would simply switch onto the short, use my stop loss because since we're talking about institutionals, if the market would bounce, it would bounce hugely. But I would just uh, plug and plug and play with the short strategy that we've done today with XRP. And I think what I said, Karen, because I'm trying to open BNB.
What was that?
Do you think any different? Or would you try to this knife and wait for DCing? Probably.
If I
Oh,
had to open a strategy right now, I would do a volatility based sideways strategy for any
yeah,
coin.
for anyone. Interesting choice as well. Yeah,
Because I don't think it's going to be like a straight move down. Even if some analysts think that we still have one more leg down, it's not going to be straight there, most likely. It's going to, like, reverse a little bit and then chop and then down and then put in a reversal.
true, true. Yeah, actually, a good point.
By the
I think
way,
that
I think an interesting question is what Emmanuel wrote. What's the best RSI setting? Do you have any general rule of thumbs for choosing RSIs?
uh well, I do have a few that we actually set up. So the last one we did was remind me. So it was Bollinger Bands. Is I'm still sharing my screen, right?
Yeah, yeah, I can see it.
So we had Bollinger Bands. So we had one this. So RSI 7, 50 minutes crossing out 40. RSI 14, less than 16. So despite the fact that we're using here RSI, because I do personally think that RSI is good with just Bollinger Bands, and I do remind you guys that we are using Bollinger Bands here as well. Um, RSI is supposed to show you the points where the price is overbought or oversold. Um, Me personally, I prefer the, the trading as simple as possible, and what I usually do for my own strategy, I'm doing just moving average. So I'm either going with 15 minutes or with 1 hour because I usually trade 1 hour. But if you're looking for a strategy to trade of 1 hour, so if you want your trades to be open on 1 hour frame, but you want your signals to be on 15 minutes, that's also fine. So moving average is pretty simple. So it's 20/40 for me. It's just like this.
Awesome. One other question I saw that's interesting, if we scroll down a little bit, someone said my backtest showed positive P&L, but I got liquidated in the trade. How do I fix this? I assume that's like by having more margin, right? It's
I
like what
would
you said about the
be
maximum drawdowns and stuff.
for sure. I would be really curious to see the backtest itself because you can always send a link to the backtest in the chat in Telegram, and I will personally look at it. But as we discussed, and I was trying to explain again that when you look at the backtests, so these figures, maximum drawdown and maximum floating drawdown, are extremely important for you because this is how much your backtest, so MFD in particular, this is how much your backtest, not like this,
Your
how much
strategy.
your UPNL, your unrealized PNL would drop before the market would bounce up.
Exactly.
So yeah, so whenever you do a backtest and whenever you want to rely on this backtest, if you don't use stop losses, look at the MFD figure and try to, you know, to imagine if this is your real account and how much equity do you have. Would you withstand? What would your equity survive if you use this strategy with this MFD? So basically, if you put it straightforward, whenever you backtest, try that your MFD would be as low as possible, or at least lower than your entire balance.
Right, right.
Okay.
Do we want to do one more, or what do you think?
Um, First, I will tell some information for the guys. So when we started the backtesting webinars, we had a plan to choose one backtest from the strategy list. I mean, from the strategies that clients would send us, and we would love to run it live. And by run it live, I would mean that we will set up the strategy, we will turn it on, we will show live the P&L, the active trades, etc. And we will do it in pair with the strategy that I will do myself. Actually, it will be just the one that we've done here on presets. So we would love to have some sort of competition. So while we are thinking of what we will give as a present for the competitors, we have 1 week for you guys to submit the backtests for us to choose one that we will run live. Yeah. I hope it was understandable, but I think that the guys from my team will clarify it into the chat later.
Sounds good.
Okay. We can do a few more questions. I can see that we ran out of time, but we can do a few more questions because it's really interesting that today we have much more questions than usually.
Which do you use more, custom price ladder or averaging orders?
Oh, it's a good question, actually. So we recently just introduced a custom price ladder, and I personally use more custom price ladder because I think it's easier to set up. I think that market always is going into cycles. So if I understand that market right now in this particular cycle, I mean long trend and short trend, and with this average true range, I would set up a custom price ladder based on what I think from the market. So I will set up the exact percentage points for deviation that I would love to, and I would trade with this particular bot up until the market will be in this market scenario. Yeah. So I prefer to use custom price ladder more because it feels like it gives me more freedom, in configuring the bot. So I don't want to be tied to the multipliers. I want to put the averaging orders wherever I want it to be put.
Got it. All right, thank you so much. Personally, I learned a lot today, and like I said, in the past, I usually used 3 common bots with signal bots actually with my trading view, like I told you, momentum indicators and things like that. But this is really illuminating, and I definitely want to do more backtesting. Just it's kind of like homework, like you said. Like we have to choose something, see how it works, test it out with different time periods. It's definitely something that you gotta, and when I say you, like speaking to the audience, you gotta do carefully and really try out different things before you feel comfortable with executing and starting the bot per se. But this is a really powerful tool, and like I said, 3 commas is literally the most powerful and customizable bots I've seen, hands down, in the crypto space. I mean, there's some that's like one click setup, but with how complex the market is, those only work for like very specific situations. So definitely encourage y'all to try out these expert plan, first month $1, right? Definitely try this out and um, continue following along and attend future webinars when they happen as well. That's
Yeah,
that's
thank
what
you
I have to
guys.
say.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, everyone who attended us today. I'm sorry, as a team, I again forgot to tell about expert plan, but thank you, Kevin, Kevin, for highlighting it. Yeah, happy to be here with you guys. I hope you learned a lot for 3-part series webinar. And let's meet again sometime. Thank you.
Sounds good. Later, everybody.